Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. I think I might need to change the name of them, but I'm not moaning this one. Anyway, the topic of this podcast is to give everybody an update on the Hamza Yusuf story that I got the FI for, went into the Telegraph and sort of exploded yesterday. I want to just give folk a wee bit of a rundown, how it happened, what's happened since, and what's going to happen with the story going forward as there's more information still to go out. Okay, so basically, I got a Freedom of Information request response about a week, fortnight ago, and done a small video about it. Got contacted via Twitter, a journalist, Camilla Turner from the Telegraph, just asking if she could talk to me about it. Had some discussions, gave her all the information and what a story she'd done on the information. Absolutely fantastic. Not only did she write a story that was worthy of the front page, it also had an editorial comment, and then it was picked up by outlets across the globe, basically. I was getting sent links yesterday every time I had another newspaper from people that know me. I was getting sent links from African TV news channels reporting on it, and another one, there was a guy, some Norwegian political expert, doing an interview for a TV channel in another country. So I think it was an Indian channel, can't remember. Bizarre. People were sending me links to articles in America, newspaper articles. So the story certainly caught, and that's a tribute to Camilla, because she done such a fantastic job on it. Now, just to go back a wee bit, some of you might know me from my campaigning days, 2012 to 15, with Sons of Struth, when wasn't happy with the people that were in charge of Rangers. Some of you will know that I done a lot of exposure in the press back then, and media in general, and I learnt a lot. And there was a sports journalist that done lots of my stories, took a lot of stuff off me and gave it good coverage and good exposure. And he told me that journalists deal in a commodity called information. And that stuck with me from 10 years ago. And he also said to me, and he taught me through, I would give him a massive barrel of information and he would drip it out. And his theory was quite clever. And I mean, I take it it's a well-known theory in journalistic circles. I'm not a journalist. And if you've got enough, don't put it all out in one day. Because if you put it all out in one day, you'll get a day or two of people talking about the story. But if you keep a wee bit back, if you've got a lot of information, you can turn a one-day hit into a week's worth of news. So that's what I'm doing with this. Okay? I put out the video, had some information, held some back so that a journalist could run it and have their own spin on it, and they're not just copy and pasting what I'd put out. So Camilla had some information that I gave her that she wasn't put out in my original video, and she'd done a tremendous job. She went, got arms and legs and phoned how she knew about the Met Police terror group, anti-terror group having a complaint, stuff like that. Absolutely fantastic. She got quotes off her MSPs, all that sort of stuff. And I've still got another bit of information. All right. So what happened yesterday was people were like up in arms and they're saying, "Oh, how's this illegal?" Well, I'll tell you something. The information that I've kept shows exactly why it's illegal. Okay, and it's to do with the funding. All right. So Camilla's got first stabs at it. I don't know what she's got on for the rest of the next few days worth, but if she wants it, she'll get it. I think that's only fair. But if she's busy, something that's not maybe that attractive to her, we'll get it placed. It's not a problem. And then we'll get another day or two out of the same story. So instead of having a one hit, we'll maybe keep this in the public domain for a week with the amount of stuff that we've got. So we're not finished. And the information I've got shows two things, possibly two things. Depends how you read the second one. And the first one is factual. It's not disputable. I've got enough information to prove that this funding is illegal. Okay? It's simple. Shouldn't be done. People go, "Oh, that's not breaking the law." Well, yeah, it may not be breaking criminal law, but it's not legal what they've done thereby the reverse of legal is illegal. Okay? Now, whether it's criminal or not, I don't know. That's down to somebody else to identify. But I can prove that that money was given illegally. Right? Now, the second part is there's possibly been a cover-up here. Now, I'm saying possibly because I'm an honest person. I deal in the truth. When you talk about the truth all the time, people can say what they want about you. They can have opinions about you, but they can't know what you're saying. Okay? And I've had that over the last few days, and we'll cover that in a minute. I'm Islamophobic and all that sort of nonsense. Far right, conspiracy theorist. Okay, fine. Say what you want. I don't care. I've been down this road before. So, you cannot, as long as you keep telling the truth, debate what you're saying. You might want to have an opinion on the vehicle, i.e. me, and call me X, Y, or Z. That's fine. That's just deflecting from the information. So that was something that I remained true to back 2012-15, the last time I'd done any campaigning. And it's certainly something that I've remained true to here. Say the truth. Nobody can argue with you. Now, the reason I'm saying a possible cover-up, it depends how you read it, right? I was given information when I asked a simple question about funding, and the information given back to me by the Scottish Government, I challenged. And I said, I think that's inaccurate, the source of funding. The reason I'm saying it's inaccurate is, here is a third party's freedom of information where you've gave a different source. They then clarified that the first source they declared to me was actually untrue, and it was indeed the same as the other third party's freedom of information. So they clarified the point. So, might have been a mistake. They might not have tried to suggest. And the reason is, and it'll be part of the next expose, governments can't just give money away. They've got to come from pots, and most of these pots have got tests that you need to pass to enable to give the money. Let's say it was Sport Scotland, for example. I know it's an arm's length thing, but let's say Sport Scotland, they couldn't give you money for a bingo hall, right? It just doesn't pass the test. So that's what I'm talking about with this money to UNRWA. Should not have been given at all. It's not legal. Ergo, illegal. Okay? Now, something else that came up yesterday, which humoured me, I must admit. I put my hand up, right? I took a wee bit of pleasure from watching Hamza's meltdown on Twitter. Right? It was hilarious. I think he'd done 7 or 8 tweets in a thread. Islamophobic came out, far right came out, all this stuff. But one thing that never came out, and that was denying the allegations. Simple allegations made in the Daily Telegraph that he overturned a government decision to give. And actually, the story in itself, the ministers had agreed, on advice from the Department of DEXA, External Affairs, Department of External Affairs, advised the Scottish Government to give the money to UNICEF. And Hamza overturned that after it was made a decision. So not only was it advice from DEXA, it was also a decision by ministers. That's where we're going. He overturned that. Can you imagine if any other First Minister, politician, anywhere else in the United Kingdom cancelled funding to UNICEF to put safe water into Gaza at this particular moment? That is a story in itself. And also, through his tirade, he says, well, the both of them are UN bodies. Well, okay. Why change it? Why change it? Great thing that UNICEF were doing. They were trying to raise money to put fresh water into the people of Gaza. Very commendable. Hamza cancelled that after it was agreed to do it. £200,000 UNICEF ain't getting for safe water. Please explain that. The other bizarre thing that I noticed on Twitter last 24 hours, I've seen 2. One of them, Carol Mockin, I can't remember the other one's name. 2 Labour MSPs coming out in solidarity with Hamza. This is terrible, this. Terrible. Your job as opposition is to question Parliament when it is required. That is what I've done with my Freedom of Information request. That's what the Telegraph done with their article yesterday. And we've got 2 Labour MSPs. I can't remember the other one's name, but Carol Mockin was the first one. And the other one came out saying solidarity, the other one saying this is terrible and, going on about Islamophobia and stuff like that. When did it become Islamophobic to hold leaders of parliaments to account without any slur of, or any fear, because that's what phobia means, any fear of a religion? Nobody brought religion to it, but you did, and you fell for the trap. Now, when you question the First Minister now, that means it doesn't matter what you're actually asking him. That means you must be far right and an Islamophobe. Because that's all that happened yesterday. People put out fact. Now, the mad thing is, the source of those facts was me. And I got them from the Scottish Government. So if there's anything far right or Islamophobic about the truths and the items put out in public yesterday, then it came from the Scottish Government and FOI. It's just shite. It's just words flung out. There's certain words in society now, and I've spoken about this before, that people throw up and that's it, you're not allowed to debate anymore. Homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, far right, racist. You see any of these things in a debate, that's the debate finished. Or that's the attempt to finish the debate. And that's all these people have done yesterday. That's all Hamza did with his ranting and looking for a wee bit of people feeling sorry for him and his family. Why? You decided you wanted to be First Minister. That means you put yourself on a pedestal and you should be accountable for your actions. If your actions lead to people asking questions that you don't like, then don't be First Minister. It's optional. Nobody forced you. But that's part of the job. But now, because we've got one in who is a Muslim, right, which is neither here nor there to me, to be perfectly honest with you, but because this guy's a Muslim, when you question him, then, I hope that's not an ambulance, I hope somebody's all right. If you question him, that's termed as Islamophobic. Total bollocks, all right? And there was a crack. Mary Hunter, can you remember who she is? She was on Twitter saying about how this is terrible and it's Islamophobic and, poor Hamza, all that bollocks, right? So I've challenged her. And she was saying about it was an Islamic conspiracy theory that's been taken up by a newspaper, right? Now I said, Mary, I actually gave them that evidence. It was me. So therefore, I am this Islamophobic conspiracy theorist. Can you expand on that, please? Because that's me you're talking about. And she came back and said, well, it's all lies because, and I can't remember what she asked me 2 or 3 points, and I just replied by giving her the Freedom of Information extract that answered her point. She's saying, well, ministers don't make recommendations. It says that the ministers made recommendations. I says, no, it's not. Here's the Department of External Affairs making the recommendation. Aye, well, that doesn't say that the ministers had decided on it and he overturned it. Okay, Mary, here's the FOI response that shows quite clearly that a decision was made on the 26th of October to give £200,000 to UNICEF, and that's been overturned at the First Minister's request. Okay? Mary went quiet after that. I went back to Mary and said, now that we've got the facts out, can you expand, please, on your claim that I'm an Islamophobic conspiracy theorist? Mary's not responded to me yet. So that's how my day went. I had another thing. Silver Fox guy, he runs Silver Fox Hot Takes as his channel. Cracking guy. We've had some correspondence previously, but we were on the phone for about an hour yesterday and had a right chortle about what was happening yesterday. Good guy, supportive of this channel. I'm supportive of his. Some people think because we talk about the same topic, we're somehow competing for views. Well, you don't pay for the views. So it's not like you're going to buy a pair of trainers today and you've got to make a decision between a Nike and an Adidas, right? You're only going to buy one. You can watch both of them, right? And I'm quite happy to accept, both of us were talking about this yesterday, that the vast majority of people that watch my stuff probably watch his stuff and vice versa. I would guess 80-90% of our audience is probably shared. So thank you very much to everybody who's supported this channel and his, because it ain't a competition. We're two guys that are concerned with how Scotland is run. We're not in competition with each other. Lovely guy. Happy to share any of his videos. So, there we go. Fascinating 24 hours. There's more to come. And if you've liked this video, get a thumbs up, spread the joy, get some comments, and subscribe if you've not already done so, please. But the most important thing of all, unless you're Hamza Yousaf, have a great day. Cheery bye now.